Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is the Weekly Updates. As always, very first link down below is Weekly Shonen Jump. Please check it out. Of course, we had the brand new series Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi. Truly, they did it so dirty, putting it right after Yokai Buster Murakami in terms of like the release order, and even like in terms of putting out like the chapters in the table of contents. The idea that you see an Exorcist on the cover, you go, okay, it's number 50, let's check it out. You read it, and then right after it is chapter 2 of Murakami. It feels like they're trying to tank both series, which is rough because I do like both of them. Like, I like these chapters, I should say. We'll see where they go, but both of them have promise. They are both really strong contenders for a, like, how do I put it? For that, like, vaunted little position of, even if you're not super into that genre, this is still going to be, like, an interesting take on it. But if you do them side by side, it feels like it takes some of that punch out of them, for sure. That said, I'm fighting against my bias, and I do think both of them are really solid. I think both of them have a place in Jump. I'm really hoping neither of them get canceled, but I feel like one of them, is going to get U19, and the other one is going to like make it to like chapter 30. But I can't guess which one. We'll see. We'll see. Because as I realized in the reaction itself, like in the history of Jump, we've had a ton of these. But as of Jump right now, it's not that, like, jam-packed, actually. We're kind of okay. We're fine. We're fine. Even, between these two, it's the difference between, like, a more modern, like, oh, it's, just a spirit or a monster, just, like, amorphous thing, versus a series that is very clearly about, traditional yokai and taking the piss out of them. Anyways, Sakamoto Days, also fantastic. I was looking at the rankings again, and truly, it should be number one. It should really be number one. But Undead Unluck was too good. But I love this chapter, Sakamoto Days, because it does, to be fair, the Undead Unluck thing. It makes the entire series better. I can't stop thinking about it now. I also think this has to be in part due to the anime coming out. It feels like a real Yuto Suzuki looking over the whole series, having to, like, maybe do some, like, some new, like, promo art and stuff for, like, the early parts of the series, and having to have, that, like, that talk, whether with himself, with the editors, with, like, other people, of how do we tie this all together? Is there anything we should be foreshadowing more? Is there, like, are there any tweaks we could be making? This feels like a chapter that really is, reaching back and tying everything together, not in a clean way, but in a way that feels it feels so perfect while feeling so unplanned. Which, even in universe, it is unplanned. It's a real hell of a swing. But yeah, it's great. It's great. Undead Luck, of course, also cooking. I mean, there's a reason why he beat Sakamoto Days. One Piece, great. Actually, I don't want to make a habit out of this, but do. Yes, okay. The mangaka musings are out again. I'll just do them in here. Maybe I will make this a habit, because it seems like Viz is allergic to putting them out on Sunday. Now, to be fair, last time I was recording on Tuesday, and they, just barely put them out on Tuesday. Whereas on Monday, I guess it's fine. It'd be when I usually did the stream, like when I was doing the stream more regularly. I'd be so happy if the series could become something you look forward to a little each week. I'll do my best. I mean, I do think that is the exact vibe that Shuichi is going for. Like, if I had to compare it to anything else, honestly, I would compare it, like, just based off of chapter 1, which is a rough one. But it feels a little like a Mashal sort of situation, but a little more earnest. Mashal always had that, like slightly sarcastic bent to it, and then it becomes more earnest as the series goes on. Whereas I would say Kiyoshi is actually pretty darn straightforward and pretty darn, like, heartfelt, while at the same time, having a great, like, twist to it and having, like, a comedy to it. The happiest thing about doing series is having assistants. It's great being able to talk to people every week. All right. I mean, it's been a while since Daiki's had assistants, so fair enough. I took my cat to the vet, and he came out of the bag on his own and started rubbing his head on the doctor's. What communication ability! Oh, so impressive. Miles, hates going to the vet so much, and I get it. I mean, every time he goes to the vet, it's never just a like, oh, let's just, give you a pet and see how it's going. There's almost always some sort of like, vaccine. I've been watching Pixar movies during work lately. They're great and bring back so many memories. The opening to Cars is the best. I mean, it is. Cars, like, the opening to the original Cars is solid. I think Cars 2 removed so much of the goodwill that Cars 1 created. But I do think Cars 1 is still, like, perfectly fine. Oh, really? Oda did the key art for this concert. I wonder if it'll show up if I just look for it. Huh. Not immediately. Interesting. I eat Werther's original candies from time to time and always remember how unique they are. I'm glad even in Japan that is an experience because I don't eat a lot of candy just in general, but I do like a Werther's original. I actually used to really like the sugar-free versions, but now, like, I have so little candy that I just kinda go like, "Yeah, it's fine. I'll take a normal original." Or, Bali's Best have some really, really, really good espresso candies. Those I would also recommend. They're not as good as Werther's original, but they fill a similar niche of lightly sweet. You can hold it in your mouth for a long time. It's like a flavor you won't really get tired of. You'll get tired if you do it day after day after day, but if you have one every once in a while, it's solid. Oh no, Kenta! I can definitely understand. Like this chapter of Witch Watch. I don't do Witch Watch on the channel. This is a fucking crazy chapter. Read this chapter. You could read this chapter if you haven't read any of Witch Watch. It's fine. The contextual spoilers are things you'll forget by the time you like restart the series. Read this chapter and you will understand that. Like, seeing that he had COVID and had a crazy like high fever, it makes this all make sense. It's the kind of chapter where I look at it and I go, there's no way a normal human being could do this. To be fair, it was also like suggested by like someone who wrote it in, I believe. There was a little credit saying, I think it was like someone who won a contest or something. So it wasn't entirely his concept, but like the execution is nuts. The execution is truly like, this shouldn't feel as weird as it does, but it feels so damn weird. Ooh, I've designed a lot of small details related to the Yotsurugi HQ floor plan, so I hope to reveal them at some point. Cool, cool, cool. I'm a sucker for like a consistent layout. I'm the kind of person who like if a series has a consistent layout and they never bring it up, I will never actually remember it because I suck like that. But I love it when someone can point out like, hey, by the way, all these places like make sense. The layout's all like consistent. We've never seen this room, and now in chapter 500 we're seeing the room. It's so cool. Shunuma facing that initial burst of like, oh no, I got sick. I'm a bad person for getting sick. I made everyone's lives miserable. Like he hasn't gotten to the Horikoshi level of fuck it, I'm dying. I'll apologize, but I'm going to take off again. Fuck you guys. The second round of line stamps are now on sale. My editor was once in a band and forced them to include a cymbal kick. But when would you ever use that? I mean, a symbol kick does make sense. Like, in a different series, I think that would make sense for both, the stickers, and I think it would also like, I do think it's a good sticker. You know, I guess it's not the same as like dun but still, I can see it. I can see it. I was suddenly curious about the margarine I was eating. I noticed the expiration date was 2022. I made a funny sound after that. Oh no! I mean, as long as it doesn't taste bad, it's probably fine. Margarine it's so like, how do I put it? It's so like resistant to spoilage. As long as the temperature's been fine, and whatnot, you're okay. You're probably okay. But also, margarine's like $4. Don't kill yourself over $4. The normal one was out of stock, so I threw caution to the wind and bought olive oil that was 100 yen more. It was great. Aw, yeah. Okay, my voice is falling apart. I think it's time to leave. I don't have anything else to say. We'll see if anything else comes out. There's a video that is truly unrelated to anything I have ever done that I actually want to record, so that might come out. I apologize for that. Don't leave the channel. I promise it's a one-off. But we'll see. Until next time, bye for now. Nya nya.